powdered variety of things, which proved both expensive and unconducive to logical decision-making. Now she's burnt through enough of her winnings that she has to work as a cleaner to provide for her kids. That said, she claims that now...
Yo, what's good guys? Calvin here. Today we're gonna be looking at some of the dumbest lottery winners ever. As you guys may notice, I got a haircut. I cut it myself for the first time. I just watched some YouTube videos. What you guys think? Do you think I should keep cutting my own hair? I mean, for those of you who don't believe me, this is the box that I use. It's got like clippers on it, I don't know what you think. Let me know. I like it. What you guys think? But anyways, don't forget to give this video like an early thumbs up. Really help out the channel. And yeah, let's get right in with the reaction.
It's no surprise that giving millions of dollars to someone with minimal common sense doesn't tend to work out too well. But that's exactly what can and does happen every now and then, thanks to a little thing called the lottery. If you're ready to learn about the myriad of ways you can blow through millions fast, let's take a look at the dumbest lottery winners of all time.
Alright, let's do this.
Evelyn Adams. There are many reasonable ways to use your money if you win the lottery, but gambling it all away is definitely not one of them. Evelyn Adams was a clerk at a convenience store who won the lottery not once, but twice in 1985 and 86, winning a combined total of $5.4 million. Both wins occurred in the span of just 4 months after she began spending $100 on the lottery every week. But don't be swayed into thinking doing something like that substantially increases your chances of winning. The odds were still astronomically against her. She just got extremely lucky. Evelyn's big wins paid out at $218,000 a year rather than all at once. But this inability to blow it all in one go wouldn't stop her making some colossal mistakes. After giving a lot of her winnings away to family and friends and losing huge amounts on failed business deals, she decided it was time to hit the tables. She became a regular at Atlantic City's finest casinos and was someone the owners were overjoyed to welcome in. Not because of her personality, but because she was unlucky enough to lose every dime of her lottery winnings on the tables, lining the casino owners' pockets in the process. As they say in Vegas, the house always wins.
Dude, oh my god, that is just crazy. How you win like $5.4 million and you try to gamble it away. I mean, $5.4 million can live a very comfortable life.
Janet Leigh. At 52 years old, Janet Leigh's life underwent an enormous unexpected change when she won a whopping $18 million in 1993.
Wow.
She quit her job at a wig shop, moved her family into a $1 million house in St. Louis, and began donating a ton of money to charity. She became a big political donor, owning her tableside seating with Bill Clinton at donor shindigs. But despite her humble beginnings as a South Korean immigrant, she developed a taste for luxury that exceeded the $620,000 of her winnings she was receiving yearly. She leased cars and borrowed millions from banks to keep her lifestyle going and to hide the truth of her financial instability from the public. Just 8 years after winning the lottery, she filed for bankruptcy and $2.5 million of debt. The lesson? If your taste is so classy that $18 million won't cover it, you might have a problem.
For sure, she definitely has some problem, okay? I think she was just living in her own fantasy world. She thought, oh man, since I have so much money, I won't even worry about it. Man, if I won the lottery, I would still go to Walmart or even the Dollar Tree because I know if I just go overboard, I will lose all my money,
Denise Rossi. In 1996, Denise Rossi won the California lottery. Instead of telling her husband, like she probably should have, she kept it secret and attempted to get a divorce with an expedited settlement. Unfortunately for Denise, her husband found out about her win, and the court ruled that she'd failed to comply with asset disclosure laws. She hadn't even disclosed her winnings to her own attorney, who could have helped her hold on to the cash had he been made aware during the divorce proceedings.
Holy crap. I guess she trusted nobody. She didn't even tell the attorney.
By default, as per the law, her husband received the entire undisclosed $1.3 million prize.
Dang, that is one lucky husband. He's received everything and she got absolutely nothing.
Whoopsie. Americo Lopez. In 2009, a lottery pool made up of co-workers at a New Jersey construction company sent one group member, Americo Lopez, to buy their weekly ticket. To Americo's astonishment, when he did, he found the group's luck had come in. Big time. But for some reason, he decided that $38.5 million just wasn't enough to be comfortably split 6 ways. So he claimed he'd bought the winning numbers all on his own. When his 5 co-workers took him to court, the jury ruled that he'd have to pay each of them a $2 million settlement. The stupidity wasn't that Americo tried to selfishly cash in. After all, it worked. He still walked away with $14 million after taxes. The real stupidity was that he thought his ridiculous lie would fool anyone. But I suppose being believed doesn't matter all that much when you're sitting on $14 million.
Dang.
Bud Post. In 1998, Bud Post pawned a ring for $40. The lottery tickets he bought with the cash turned out to be the best investment he'd ever make, since he won $16.2 million. But things started going south when Bud's on and off girlfriend took a third of the winnings, claiming in court she was the one who'd bought the tickets for him. Bud's brother was also out for his money and hired a hitman to try and kill him,
Dang.
which luckily for Bud failed.
Can you guys believe it? Your own brother hired a hitman just to kill you for the money. I mean, even though your brother is blood related to you, I guess that does not matter when you have the money.
Christmas dinner must have been awkward that year. Following this brush with death, Bud splurged on houses, cars, an airplane, and a boat. These purchases began to dwindle his funds, which was made worse by constant legal fees resulting from one of Bud's unfortunate habits. That being, blasting his shotgun in the direction of people who came by his house to collect their debts. On top of that, the alimony cost of 6 separate divorces eventually led to Bud spending his elderly years on food stamps with over $1 million in debt.
Oh my goodness.
Alex Toth. When Alex Toth purchased the lottery ticket that would win him $13 million, he had a grand total of $25 to his name. He also had a wife, Rhoda, and 6 kids from previous relationships, so that $25 would have really needed to stretch. But when the big win came, Alex and Rhoda decided to spend 3 months living in a $1,000 a night hotel room in Las Vegas. They gambled, shopped, and dined constantly, and visited non-stop live shows, living the dream. But eventually, they grew tired of the Vegas life. They bought a large trailer home in Florida and settled down. But drama soon came a-knocking. In true trailer park fashion, Rhoda accused her son of killing their dog and setting their car on fire after they withdrew his allowance. Not long after that, the Toths filed for bankruptcy in the aftermath of their Vegas adventure. To top it all off, they were convicted of tax fraud for falsifying gambling losses to avoid paying some of their lottery winnings to the government. In the years that followed, the downward spiral continued, and Alex was arrested multiple times for drug dealing and writing bad checks. Eventually, their fortune was so diminished that the Toths had to move in with Rhoda's son, the same one she'd previously accused of trying to kill her dog. After a short while in that less-than-ideal living situation, Alex Toth died, without even that original $25 to his name. Amanda Clayton. Amanda Clayton won $1 million in the lottery in 2011, which might seem humble compared to other lottery winners. But for a single mom without a job living on welfare, $1 million can go a very long way.
Yeah, that's a
that
lot.
being said, people who win $1 million don't usually have much reason to continue claiming welfare. Amanda saw things differently, though, and continued to collect $200 every month in the form of government food assistance checks. When a reporter asked her about this, she doubled down, claiming that as she was still unemployed, there was really no reason she shouldn't receive welfare. In her words,
and I have bills to pay. I have 2 houses.
Unsurprisingly, the
Wait a minute. You just won the $1 million lottery and you are still getting the $200 from the government. I mean, some people, they really need the 200. I totally understand. But when you have 7 figures, 7 zeros in your bank account, you don't need the government assistance, okay? This is just totally fraud.
local families who really did need welfare didn't share her viewpoint, and public outrage ensued. In the aftermath, Amanda was arrested and charged with welfare fraud, and just a year after winning, died of a drug overdose. I guess it goes to show, recklessness and greed are a dangerous mix. David Lee Edwards. If you're going to win the lottery, it makes sense to spend some of your winnings on your interests. But if David Lee Edwards is anything to go by, pursuing your interest in medieval weapons may be a bad omen of things to come.
What the heck?
In 2001, the Kentuckian who'd spent a third of his life in jail won a $27 million Powerball. But David's first mistake was choosing to take his winnings in one lump sum. This always means a lower total, and of course, more opportunities for disastrous spending choices. David bought 2 homes right off the bat, one for $1.6 million and another for $600,000. But he didn't stop there. Far from it. He bought a Lamborghini Diablo, a Dodge Viper, a private jet, and a $35,000 Hummer golf cart. Save for the golf cart, those all are fairly normal rich people flexes. But as I mentioned, David was also into medieval weaponry and spent lavishly on a collection of around 200 antique swords and armor sets. But no amount of antique, sharpened steel could save David from his other relentless appetite. Drugs, which drained his bank as well as his health. Just 5 years after buying his winning ticket, he was broke, living in a storage unit. Soon after that, he died, leaving nothing behind for his daughter, who he'd promised to provide a great life for. So if you win big and want to do your family proud, avoid swords, shields, and syringes.
For sure.
Martin Todd. Englishman Martin Todd bought a lotto ticket in 2000, but totally forgot about it until months later when he tuned into the TV lottery. The lottery runners were appealing to the winning ticket holder from weeks prior to come forward. Martin realized the winning numbers were the ones he'd bought, but he couldn't find the ticket anywhere. Despite correctly remembering the store, date, and exact time he'd bought the ticket, the piece of paper itself was nowhere to be found. When he got hold of the lottery company, he learned the true meaning of devastation. Since he'd failed to file a lost ticket claim within 30 days of his purchase, he got nothing. To top it all off, the stress of the ensuing years of unsuccessful legal battles attempting to claim the money cost him his marriage. It's safe to say Martin Todd probably felt pretty dumb for not keeping that ticket safe.
Holy crap.
Michael Carroll. Aged only 19, English garbageman Michael Carroll won
Dude, he is 19 years old? He looked like he's in his 30s.
$15.8 million in 2002.
Dang, 15 million?
He traded the trash truck for an array of other expensive cars.
Wow.
All of which he parked up at his newly acquired mansion, of course. But Michael had a bit of an unfortunate taste for destruction and aggression. He was known for throwing rocks at strangers as a teenager, as well as all sorts of other mayhem. He channeled this energy into the destruction derby site he built in his mansion's backyard, and soon he'd smashed up countless expensive cars, as well as the mansion itself. He also began consuming $3,000 worth of Colombian dancing powder on a daily, and his mischievous drug-fueled escapades led to local police setting up a hotline specifically for neighbors with Michael Carroll-related complaints. As the richest nuisance in England, his love of gold, drugs, escorts, and destruction soon saw him totally broke, and he returned to the garbage man life. But he certainly had a good time while...
This right here literally sounds like a movie, right? He is a garbage man and then won the lottery and lived the luxury life for about 2 months. He used up all his money and then went back into the garbage man life, okay? If that sounds like a really interesting script, if it was made into a movie, I would definitely watch it.
Andrew Jackson Whittaker Jr. He may share half a name with a former president, but that's about as far as anything resembling presidential wisdom went for Andrew Jackson Whittaker Jr. The West Virginian won an unbelievable $314 million in 2002, but had an odd habit of keeping massive chunks of it in cash form. Because of this, $545,000 that he kept in his car was stolen in a single break-in. More lumps of cash were taken in similar circumstances, but the biggest losses of all revolved around a very familiar type of place. Casinos. Andrew had a serious gambling problem, and his big bet losses became so bad that he was sued by a casino for bouncing $1.5 million in checks. With endlessly costly legal battles with other people he owed money to, as well as near constant charitable donations he could no longer afford, his enormous fortune soon dwindled away. The full $314 million was gone in just 4 years. But hey, at least he got to keep his cowboy hats. Callie Rogers. It's pretty hard to be mentally prepared for a lottery win, especially when you're only 16. But after winning $3 million in 2003, 16-year-old Callie Rogers insisted she'd spend it wisely. Over the following years, however, she bought 4 houses, a bunch of cars, and had multiple expensive boob jobs and other cosmetic surgeries. Cow. She also got into the habit of buying gifts in the form of cars for whoever her boyfriend was at the time. Like other winners with a lack of guidance, she developed an unfortunate habit for the, white powdered variety of things, which proved both expensive and unconducive to logical decision-making. Now she's burnt through enough of her winnings that she has to work as a cleaner to provide for her kids. That said, she claims that now, for the first time, she feels like she has everything she needs. That may be true, but I'm sure having $1 million or so still laying around wouldn't go amiss.
I know.
How would you...
That is the end of the video. Let's read some comments real quick. You already won the lottery. Why gamble? Here's the thing I don't get right. They won the lottery, which means they have enough money in the bank. Why would you want to gamble? You know they are trying to trick you when you go to a casino, right? Funny how in 10-minute time I have learned to hate 10 different people. Same here, man. Same here. Blew 300 million in 4 years? That's work. Bro, if I had $300 million, man, I'll be good for 10 generations, okay? What I learned, if I win, don't go public on media and tell everyone. Don't gamble. Don't go on a spending spree. Be single. Stay away from drugs. Don't be greedy. This right here is the comment of the video. Okay, I love this comment. It just basically summarize the whole video. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you win the lottery ticket, you know what to do. Okay, just follow this sentence and you'll be good. Okay, so don't forget to give this video an early thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, and make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell notification, and my social media link is in the description below. And yeah, my name is Calvin, and I see you guys next video.